Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Division video. And in today's video I thought we would speak about performance gear mods. Now if you guys remember, a while back I did a video before the PTS on what I would personally do to fix performance gear mods, and if you guys have seen the most recent patch notes then you'll know that an idea not too dissimilar to that was actually implemented. In fact, the idea that they went with was actually better, and I thought we'd just take a quick look at them because performance gear mods have for a very long time in game just been that thing that you completely ignore. If you have a chance to put something in a gear mod slot, it's always gear mods that are electronics, firearms or stamina. I have never come across a situation in the current game where I would choose a performance gear mod over an existing one. Until now. If we go into the inventory, we go and look at the gear. Basically the way the performance gear mods work now, and by the way, the build you see here is complete rubbish, my stats are a mess. I literally made a new character today on the PTS and in about 2 hours I farmed this. So I went from gear score 131 to gear score 229, so it's by no means optimized, perfect or anything, but this is what I am currently running with just to mess around with in the PTS. Anyway, performance gear mods have now been separated from your regular attribute gear mods. So if you look at these armor pieces, then performance gear mods can now only go in backpacks, knee pads and holsters. And these three armor pieces have dedicated slots for those. Whereas if you look at the other armor pieces like chest piece, mask, and in this case the knee pads over here, then you have slots on the left. Basically, if we go look at the backpack for example, you have slots that are for mods and slots that are specifically for performance mods. And this way there is never going to be an overlap. There will never be a situation where you have to choose one over the other. It basically means that if you have a slot on the left, then it's dedicated for your attribute mods. So if you want to boost your stamina, your electronics, your firearms, then that is what it's for. And if you want to use a performance gear mod, then it goes on the right. And the reason you now want to use performance gear mods are quite simply because gear no longer carries skill attributes. If you take a look here, you can see that there is a major and a minor attribute, and that also extends to general high-end pieces as well, major and minor, but they no longer have skill attributes. And the reason for that is because they have been taken off of gear and put onto performance gear mods. And this is a good thing because in 1.3, as the game exists right now, there is so much RNG with gear. You get a piece of gear and you think, you know, what's the armor stat? What is the attribute stat? What's the major stat, the minor stat, the skill stat? There's just so many different things you have to basically get right. And considering you can only recalibrate one of those, if even one of them is off, then it's effectively a step away from being the perfect gear piece. So what they've now done is remove skill attributes so you have one fewer thing to worry about, and you can then control that yourself with performance mods. So in this situation, if we then go to mod this, you'll see that I have one dedicated mod slot. So I can put, let's just say, this firearms mod in there. And you can then see that the other two slots, performance mods, are only for exactly that. So I can't go and throw something like a firearms modding because that will simply replace the top one. But what I can do is put in the prototype performance mods. So in this case, if I want to have, say, more sticky bomb damage, I can throw this one in. Or if I want to have, say, more turret damage, I can throw this in. And what this basically then allows you to do is collect a selection of performance gear mods that match certain skills. So let's just say I'm running a Firecrest build and I'm kind of specking around a turret. I will of course use the flame turret skill, and I would then say look for performance mods that have turret damage. So I would then say maybe hold on to a set of 4 of those, throw 2 in the backpack, 1 in the knee pads, 1 in the holster, and I've then got all of my skill attributes hyper-focused on that one skill, which is incredibly powerful. Alternatively, if you want to kind of spec for both skills, you know, in a situation where I might be running turret and heal, then I might say have 2 performance gear mods that will boost my heal, 2 for my turrets, but either way, it means that if I keep a collection of these performance gear mods in my stash, then anytime I want to swap skills, I can be sure that no matter what gear I'm wearing, whether I'm running with Alpha Bridge, Predator, Striker, Sentry, I can always take those performance gear mods out, put them into the new pieces, and I'm then that much closer to having a perfect setup. So if we back up here for a second, go to the holster, mod that, you can see that I've got, I actually don't have too many because of course I've just been farming today, so I'm going to throw on whatever I have here, but you can see I've already got a skill for turret damage, maybe one for turret duration. So if I was using the example from before and I was specking for the turret, then I've already got a couple of performance gear mods that go nicely toward that skill. Again, you also have one in the knee pads, so basically you have 4 dedicated performance gear mod slots, 2 in the backpack, 1 in the knee pad and 1 in your holster, and these will roll on every single piece of gear that drops in 1.4, no matter what it is. If you take a look at the backpacks, all of these have 2 performance gear mod slots, even the high-end ones. So no matter what setup you have, you will always have space for both performance and regular attribute mods. And that's basically all there is to it. It's just a really simple system, but it's a very powerful system and something that I am a huge fan of. It now means that both sets of mods are equally useful, and you should definitely both look out for both of them. So when I said in my vendor reset video this morning that you might want to consider buying performance gear mod blueprints and just holding on to them, that is precisely why. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then a like would be super appreciated. Do stay tuned because I've got a lot more PTS videos planned, and of course now that I've actually got a slightly more viable character, I can go around and start farming some different things and working towards some other videos, so I'll have plenty more stuff to talk about over the coming days and weeks. But for the time being, thank you for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.